All right. I said I would eventually talk about this. So I'm ready now. I had to gather my thoughts because I do have a lot of thoughts on their interactions throughout the two new episodes, but especially episode 8, when we finally get to see them have open communication with each other that leads to this point. Okay? So I love the conversation they have before, where they talk about what they want in life and they find out they're both on the same track. They want marriage, they want kids, they want a family. Like, that's perfect because that's what Shin came in saying he wants. He really wants to meet someone he can spend his life with. Dai never said that he wanted, to meet that, but he obviously sees Shin as that person. He even lets Shin know, you are the first person that's given me such a hard time, and I'm in love with you. He straight up lets him know, I've fallen in love with you. So Dai and Shun are now finally on the same track and ready to build that relationship towards their combined goal, and are ready to support each other, everything. And then we also see with Shun, he talks about, what about when we leave? Because we've been together this whole time. Like, we get to see each other every day, but when this is up, we're not going to see each other every day. And what does Shun say? Are we going to always call each other? Showing that Shun, even though before he basically accused Dai of being clingy, now we're seeing he's clingy. He doesn't want to let go of Dai. He wants to always be around him. And we now really fully understand that one of Shun's biggest fears, well, we've always known one of his biggest fears is that he was falling back into a pattern and falling in love with the wrong person. But now he's finally at this place where he has opened himself up to Dai and also is willing to accept those moments where he hurt Dai and accept that he had a part in that and going to apologize to him and basically just changing the way he communicates because he's realized now he wants Dai. He doesn't want to lose him. He is here, head fully in the game, heart fully in the game. He knows this is the person he wants. And yeah, we know Dai knows this is the person he wants. Now, one of the most important things here as we watch them is that Dai doesn't initiate anything. He lets Shun initiate full contact. Like, this just goes back to show how much Dai cares for Shun because he realized when he was initiating everything and really showing full on, like, I'm so excited because I really like this guy energy, he realized he was scaring Shin and he's taken that step back. He's still very he still very much makes sure he's letting Shin know how he feels and he's doing his best to show Shun, especially after having a conversation after the picnic, show Shun that I want you. So he's doing everything to show that, but at the same time, he still understands that he needs to take that step back and let Shun lead this moment because this is a very intimate moment between them. It is. This is a great example of learning to communicate with your partner because they both had to learn how to communicate. And even though Shun was from the very beginning giving Dai the go ahead, getting in his bed. At one point, we kind of see that he moves like his head motions towards Dai, at like kind of calling him to him. I have a feeling, I think he placed Dai's hand on his stomach, like to show him, like, hey, initiating contact and touch and everything. And he was giving Dai the go ahead to, you can make that move now, you can kiss me. But even though Dai definitely was receiving those signals, he still waited. He still allowed Shun to be the one to make that first move, make that first contact, because he is still very wary of when he was the one initiating everything. He was pushing Shun away. So he wants to keep this person that he's now fallen in love with. And he now understands the best way to do this is to just give him that space to allow him to make those first moves, because Dai and Shun were definitely, and they were having the eye contact. Dai is unable to sleep and is just getting up every 5 seconds like, oh my God, what do I do? And they finally have this kiss, this big moment, their first kiss. And I am just so happy for them. Like this, watching the progression of their relationship, like I said, is a great way. Like if you want to learn about what it's like if you're in a relationship with someone who is completely different from you, I feel like this was a great example of that. Um, I'm, yeah, I cannot wait for the next 2 episodes, and I cannot wait to see their updates online. Because, finally, after the show has fully aired, they can let us know if it lasted, because we, of course, don't know for sure. We don't know if they're still together. There's no way for us to know. So we just have to wait for the update. But yes, the growth that these two had with each other on the show is such a good example of, like I said, growth in a relationship, communication in a relationship, especially when you're so different from your significant other. You guys have to learn how each other communicates and flow with that. This is just great. And yes, there's other couples on the show, but they're not Shundai.